Hey guys, and welcome to yet another exciting video on Goalside. As always, make sure that you watch the complete video to stand a chance to win a $100 Amazon gift card. All you have to do is simply look out for a hidden message at the end of the video. So let's get back to what you came here for. I think that by the time we're all dust and bones, the never-ending debate of who's better, Ronaldo or Messi, would continue. Clearly this has been perhaps the most long-standing debate in the last 15 years. During that time, tons of former players, coaches, and some of the biggest legends of the game have come forth and given their opinion as to who's the greatest of all time. And while we do seek to stay as neutral as possible, you can't blame us when we also throw our hat into this debate. So today, we've compiled a list of reasons, oh yes, we have tons of those, that might prove that Messi is better than Ronaldo. However, this isn't going to be a simple list of the achievements and everything. No way. We're going to talk about certain moments, certain characteristics, and among other things that have led us to believe that perhaps the Argentine magician is better than his Portuguese compatriot. Now we know that the end of this video is going to instigate a huge debate in the comments section, so let the fun begin.
Gotham is yours! None shall interfere. Do as you please.
Thumping Bayer Leverkusen in the Champions League. Back in March 2012, Bayer Leverkusen decided to come to Camp Nou and figure out if Lionel Messi was actually as good as many people had said he would be. Turns out the Germans were in for a rude awakening, with the Argentine maestro proving just why he was the best player on the planet. It was an amazing performance from Messi and his teammates, with the forward scoring perhaps one of the greatest goals in the history of great goals. The final score on the night was 7-1, and pretty much everything done in the game was done by the little maestro, whose 5 goals on the night made him the first player to do so in Champions League history. And it wasn't as if Bayer Leverkusen was slouches. The Germans had come to Spain on the back of a really strong run of results in the Bundesliga, which also included a 2-0 win over local giants Bayern Munich. By the time the referee had blown for the full-time whistle, Messi had already scored 12 goals in 7 European appearances. It was clearly one of the most dominant performances we've ever seen in the Champions League. Indeed, Cristiano Ronaldo has never been able to shine so brightly in any moment in his career, especially when it comes to playing in the Champions League. Hurt Messi makes Bayern pay. Ahead of the 2015 Champions League game against Bayern Munich, Messi would take a trip down memory lane where his beloved Barcelona were knocked out of the competition by the Germans. The scoreline was humiliating. The Germans won the first game 4-0 at home and would go on to dominate the Catalan giants at Camp Nou, winning 3-0 and thus registering a 7-0 aggregate walloping. Messi was never going to forget the embarrassment of that night and made it a mission to pay back the moment he got his hands on the German giants. This was a tough game, and Bayern were aggressive from the word go. However, Barcelona's counter-attacking game was going to provide the goods, even though Manuel Neuer kept making save after save after save. Eventually though, a delightful ball into the right-hand side from Dani Alves found its way to Messi, who easily beat the German custodian from 25 yards out. That goal oozed class, but was nothing compared to what he did next. Jerome Boateng at the time was at the height of his powers and considered one of the finest defenders in Europe. The former Manchester City man was, however, made to look like a ballerina who lost his footing, as a deft touch only Messi could do led to the Argentine chipping the ball over Neuer to make it 2-0 on the night. That, however, was not it. Messi had more to give, and a delightful pass put Neymar through on goal to make it 3-0 on the night. And while Bayern Munich would go on to win the second leg 3-2, Messi would lead the charge again and help Barcelona exorcise the demons of 2013 and lift the Champions League crown at the expense of Juventus in Berlin. Now we don't mean to be biased or anything, but has Ronaldo been this dominant or that good at taking revenge? Announcing himself. Ahead of the El Clasico against Real Madrid way back in 2007, the stage was set for Lionel Messi to showcase why he was considered the greatest talent to have graduated from the fabled La Masia Academy. In the build-up to this particular encounter, Barcelona were already enjoying a healthy 6-point lead at the top of the league table ahead of their bitter rivals. Madrid knew that after already defeating Barcelona in the first Clasico of the season, they had every chance of lifting the title if they could register a crucial win at Camp Nou. The start of the game was not easy for the home side either, after Ruud van Nistelrooy had given Madrid the lead. This was the time where Frank Rijkaard was standing in the dugout, wondering if his men would be able to sustain the sort of pressure they had not experienced all season long. With Samuel Eto'o leading the line, and Messi still learning the ropes, it was clear that the Cameroonian great was expected to come up with the goods. Not many expected Messi to come into his own given his tender age. However, it was Messi who scored the goal that would level proceedings. But more drama was to unfold. as Van Nistelrooy restored Madrid's advantage from the penalty spot. Messi once again stepped up and provided Eto'o with a glorious opportunity that ended up with nothing but a nice highlights reel package. But hey, this was the beginning of an era, as Messi would score his second of the night to put his team back in contention for a win and another La Liga crown. That was the moment that changed something in Barcelona, who had now come into their own, with Messi leading the charge with pure skill on the ball. And though Alaguer's red card resulted in making the scoreline 3-2 in favour of Madrid, Messi was not to be left behind. The Argentine wizard literally waltzed his way past 3 challenges to put the ball beyond Casillas, and in doing so, not only scored his first El Clasico hat-trick, but also saved a crucial point for his team. It took Ronaldo quite a while to stamp his authority in big games while he was at Manchester United. Just saying. Third Champions League trophy. Ahead of the Champions League final against Manchester United, Barcelona were firm favourites, and a lot was written about how Lionel Messi's star is on the rise and that the Argentine sensation would come up with the goods. Following the game, even Sir Alex Ferguson couldn't help but admit that his team was given a hiding nobody had ever given them before. From the moment the referee whistled play to start, the Spaniards dominated the game, and it was Messi who almost opened the scoring had Nemanja Vidic not made a crucial last-ditch tackle. Soon afterwards, Pedro would open the scoring, but Wayne Rooney would level the encounter, but that was perhaps the only good thing United were able to do for the remainder of the game. Messi's brilliance saw glorious chances on offer for Xavi and David Villa. Messi was not to be denied, however, as he picked the ball from about 35 yards out and after a small foray, drove the ball way past Edwin van der Sar. And while it wasn't the most accurate of strikes the Argentine maestro is famous for, it was enough to restore the advantage for Barcelona. Messi had sensed blood by that time and kept the whole United defence busy throughout the encounter. On the other end of the pitch, Cristiano Ronaldo was struggling to adjust to the game and was effectively nullified. That was definitely not the case with the Argentine, who kept growing as the minutes ticked by. But Messi was simply in the form of his life, something that has continued to this day. Barcelona went on to win the game 3-1, and the maestro added yet another trophy to his cabinet. That amazing header against Manchester United. The final moment of the encounter in 2009 was perhaps one of the greatest skill shoots in football history. The little magician's looping header that went beyond Van der Sar is an iconic moment in the game, considering the fact that the Argentine captain rarely scores from headers. In fact, Messi himself fondly remembers that goal and says it's one of his favourites. It was hard to imagine that I was going to score with my head, with Ferdinand standing near me, but I didn't really have a marker. The ball came into the centre and I was there to meet it. The final score of the game was 2-0 as Barcelona lifted yet another Champions League title, giving Arsenal a thumping to remember. In the first round of the 2009-10 Champions League knockout stages, Barcelona were given a fairly tricky task of dispatching an Arsenal side that was playing entertaining football at the time. The first leg of the encounter saw Barcelona score 2 crucial away goals in a 2-2 draw at the Emirates. Many thought that the home game would be nothing but a formality, however that was not the case as Arsenal took the lead through Nicolas Bentner. Clearly that was not what anyone expected, but hey, this is Barcelona with Lionel Messi we're talking about. The Catalans restored their overall cushion thanks to another Messi goal that literally saw the ball hit the top left corner at a frightening speed. And this was when the floodgates opened and Messi started creating chance after chance and literally pushed the whole Arsenal defence to the wall. After scoring his second goal of the night, Messi had to make sure that he got another goal through a chip. The Argentine maestro had tons of space thanks to some woeful defending from Arsenal, which has continued to this day. A one-on-one with Manuel Almuina saw the Argentine execute the most delicate of chips to score yet another hat-trick on the biggest stage in European football. The second half saw Barcelona cool down the pressure, keeping in mind their commitments back home, but even that resulted in Messi finding his name on the scoresheet again. Another reason why Messi is better than Ronaldo. Apart from not disappearing in big games or letting the pressure get to him, Messi has proven to be a true one-club man. While he did have a lot of chances to leave for a fatter paycheck, the Argentine international never really did that. Ronaldo, on the other hand, could have created his own legacy at Manchester United, but got his head turned when Real Madrid came calling, and though he did manage to make quite a career there, he never really got the appreciation he used to receive at the Theatre of Dreams all the time. At Juventus, Ronaldo is doing well, but isn't really considered a legend for the Turin Giants. Guess for Ronaldo, it was always about experiencing something different on a regular basis, rather than staying put at one place he would call home like Messi does.